So the UFC rankings are an abysmal mess. I feel like every week we have to discuss about this because for some reason, the media members who are supposedly control of the rankings are disconnected from what actually happened. And I feel that now that UFC 314 just passed, we should be going over the actual rankings. And I feel like this is going to be a recurring series throughout my channel. So every time there's a big pay-per-view that occurred, I feel like we need to go over the rankings again and kind of just change a few things that just don't add up. So in a few seconds, I'm gonna have both the official rankings and my rankings for both from flyweight division all the way down to the heavyweight division. And without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. Starting off with the flyweight division, the biggest change I had for this division was I removed Amir Abazi from the third spot to the seventh spot because let's be honest, I don't think Amir Abazi is all that good. I think his fight with Brandon Moreno showed that he isn't top five caliber, to be honest. And don't get me wrong, Brandon Moreno is a great fighter. However, Albazi just didn't do anything in his fight with Moreno, so yeah, I don't understand how he's still this high up in the rankings in the first place. The other change I had was getting Tim Elliott out of the rankings. So that in default kind of moves everyone from down here up one spot. Like I know Tim Elliott has a win over Tagir Ulanbekov, but that was like ages ago. Plus, Elliott cheated during that whole entire fight. So at this point, I don't understand why Tim Elliott's here. He hasn't fought since the end of 2023. And I'm surprised the UFC hasn't removed him out of the rankings by now. But in replace of Tim Elliott, I have Andre Lima over here at the 15th spot. Andre Lima, he has been on the tear. He's been improving every single fight. I believe he is on a four-fight win streak in the UFC, and he looks good in a lot of his fights. Like, yes, they are against low-level competition like Mitch Raposo and I believe it's Daniel Perez, but again, he looks really good doing so. So I believe Andre Lima deserves to be at the number 15 spot. But other than that, nothing too much to change about. The top five minus Amir Abazi is like relatively the same. And I'd say that overall it's the official rankings aren't that bad compared to my rankings. Moving on to the bantamweight division. Again, this is really good. The only thing I would change about this is the fact that Ayman Zahabi, he should not be in the rankings, period. I don't understand why the UFC is trying so hard to promote Ayman Zahabi. He's a 37-year-old prospect. Like he should be on LinkedIn looking for jobs right now instead of fighting it as a prospect in the bantamweight division. So in place of Ayman Zahabi and moving Montel Jackson up by one spot, I put in Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius Oliveira has been on a tear right now. He's coming off a win against Saeed Nurmagomedov and looked really impressive doing so. And yeah, I believe he beat even Ricky Simone, which is all the more reason why Oliveira should be ranked amongst the top 15. But other than that, it's solid. Like, would I want to change Mario Bautista and Jose Aldo? Yes, but I don't know. Like, according to the official scorecards, Mario Bautista technically defeated Jose Aldo, even though I think it's bullshit. But other than that, I see no problems with the bantamweight division rankings. So yeah, overall, good job from the media members. Moving on to the featherweight division. Now, this is where things are outrageous. First off, why is Max Holloway the number one contender? Uh, he's not fighting at featherweight, and he just lost to Ilya Taporia over here, who's at the number three spot. Like, what are we doing here, UFC? What are we doing? Second off, why is Yair Rodriguez above Movsar Evloev? And why is Mavzarevloev not the number one contender? Like, let's just like not even the fact that Yair is above him. Why is Mavzar not the number one contender? Like these two, Max Holloway and Ilya Taporia, are gone. move Mavzar up because there's literally no one else. As much as I don't want to admit it, Mavzar Evloev is the number one contender. You could say like bullshit with the Arnold Allen fight, like I do, or like, yeah, it was pretty close with the Aljamain Sterling fight, but I thought Evloev won looking back at it. But it's just dirty. It's just dirty that the media members are treating Mavzar Evloev like this. I believe Mavzar Evloev is the number one contender overall. And if anything, I think Yair Rodriguez should be below Arnold Allen and Brian Ortega because Rodriguez just lost to Brian Ortega, and Arnold Allen, I think he's just more active than Rodriguez, which I I know it's crazy because Rodriguez just fought, but Rodriguez does this thing where like he loses a fight and then he just lays off for a year, and I'm really sick of that. So the fact that he's even in the number 5 spot to me is kind of generous. Outside of that, I wouldn't change anything from Leroy Murphy to Jean Silva. I guess they like kind of just move up one spot by default. But as for I guess Dan Ige, uh Bryce Mitchell, Calvin Kattar, Edson Barboza. I'm surprised they removed Bryce Mitchell and Edson Barboza off the rankings. Like I know the UFC hates Bryce Mitchell, but Bryce Mitchell's good. He has a win over Dan Ige. I think that's really impressive and that's ranked material. So again, I don't understand why he's even below Calvin Kattar at this point. Like Calvin Kattar being on my rankings is kind of generous because I think Kattar's done. I just don't see Kattar really winning any fights. And I think right now this is kind of what the rankings should be. Like maybe you put Steve Garcia instead of Edson Barboza, but I think they're gonna book the fight with Edson Barboza and Steve Garcia. So I don't think it really matters who's in the number 15 spot. If anything, it should be Barboza because Steve Garcia is challenging for the ranking spot. So, but other than that, yeah, I just think the official rankings for the featherweight division are abysmal. Again, you might not agree with everything on my list, but I think this is more reasonable than what the UFC has put out for the featherweight division. Now, moving on to the lightweight division. Not too many changes. The one major change I had though was Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje. I just flipped them around. I just believe that the guy in Max Holloway who beat Justin Gaethje should be above Justin Gaethje in the lightweight rankings. Revolutionary stuff, UFC, I know, but apparently that's not common sense at this point. As for the rest of the rankings, however, I don't mind it as much. I was annoyed by the fact that they removed Ignacio Bahamondes from the rankings, but seeing as how he's fighting Rafael Fiziev, I don't think it matters too much. So I guess you could just put Joel Alvarez there for now, and it wouldn't really matter. But yeah, overall, I think for now these are really good rankings. A lot of these guys I could see just losing their next fight and getting out of the rankings soon. But for now, this lightweight, I think, is the best division by far when it comes to the rankings matched with me because there aren't too many annoying mistakes on in the lightweight division. Moving on to welterweight, the major change I made was the fact that I removed Colby Covington off my list because Colby Covington isn't a fighter; he is a scam artist. So in place, I just kind of moved everyone up by default by one spot. And the other big change is I moved Kamaru Usman down to the number 7 spot from number 4 because Kamaru Usman hasn't fought since 2023. Why is he still in the top 5? As if he's a relevant title challenger? I'm sorry, I have no idea. But anyways, Sean Brady should be the number 1 contender. Shavkat Rakhmanov's number 2. I don't have too much complaints about that. And yeah, Just get Colby out of the rankings at this point. Like, I don't even care if you keep Usman here. Just remove Colby Covington. He's not a real fighter. I guess you could put like Brian Battle here or something. I know Brian Battle technically he came off a controversial decision against Randy Brown, but I thought Brian Battle won. Again, and you could argue Randy Brown did, and I wouldn't complain about it. But either way, just remove Colby Covington from the rankings and put someone else in there because I'm sick of Colby Covington in the rankings of the welterweight division. Moving on to middleweight, we have uh not a lot of big changes. The only change I had was the fact that I can't put Roman Dolidze above Anthony Hernandez. I just can't. I know he beat Marvin Vettori to get the number 8 spot, but I can't have Roman Dolidze above and Anthony Hernandez. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As for Brendan Allen and Marvin Vettori, I just kind of changed them up because I think Brendan Allen's overall better than Marvin Vettori. Like I always trash Brendan Allen for being dumb, but I still think he's better than Marvin Vettori. I want to see that fight, but unfortunately, I don't think the UFC's interested for some reason, even though there's like literal footage of them like brawling inside the casino of the PFL tournament or something like that. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. Like, yes, Paulo Costa should be removed from the rankings, but he's fighting Roman Kopylov. And if Paulo Costa can beat Roman Kopylov, then I'd say this is a fair ranking spot for him. So we'll change that when the matchup comes. But until then, not too many changes for the middleweight division. Moving on to light heavyweight. I don't think I really changed much of anything for this division. Yeah, I don't think I really did. It looks really solid. It looks really solid. Like Alex Pereira, Yuri Prohaska, Carlos Olberg, Jamal Hill, and Jan Blachowicz. I'd say that's a reasonable top five. Uh, maybe you can bump Dominic Reyes above Khalil Roundtree, but I don't think it really makes that much of a difference because both guys are gonna fight someone above the rankings. Like Khalil Roundtree is gonna fight Jamal Hill if Jamal Hill doesn't pull out for like the third time in a row. And you know that Dominic Reyes, he's gonna get a jump up in competition, probably in Alexander Rakic. So until those fights are actually materialized, I'd say these are fair rankings. You could just get rid of Anthony Smith from the rankings, but he's fighting Ming Yang Zhang. If he fraud checks Ming Yang Zhang, I guess Anthony Smith can retire as the number 15 light heavyweight in the world. But yeah, the light heavyweight division, I have no complaints about this because yeah, it for some reason they're really on top with the heavyweight division. It's just for most other divisions, the media members that are control of the rankings seem to like fuck this shit up on the regular. And last but not least, we have the heavyweight division. The biggest thing I had was Alexander Volkov and Cyril God. I switched places for them. Yes, Cyril God technically came off a win against Alexander Volkov, but that was so obnoxious. Like it wasn't just a highway robbery. It was obnoxious to me. Like I've had robberies on here that I didn't change, like Jose Aldo versus Mario Bautista. But Alexander Volkov clearly won the fight. So yeah, I don't care if Cyril God has the win on his record. Alexander Volkov should be the number two heavyweight contender. Other big changes I had, I removed Tai Tuivasa from the rankings because he's lost like six in a row, or I'm sorry, five in a row. And on top of that, he said he's not gonna fight for all of 2025. So at that point, you just get rid of him, like ship him off to the GFL or any like B League fight promotion, and have him try to make a title run from there. But other than that, I just kind of moved everyone below Taito Ivasa up one spot, and I believe I included Walter Walker in the rankings, and I put them above Taishin Tashira and Kennedy Nizuchuku. Like Taishin Tashira, he's coming off one win against fucking Justin Taffa. Justin Taffa is just another morbidly obese fat fuck down the street of like New York or something. And as for Kennedy Nizuchuku, eh, like I don't think it really matters between Walter Walker and Kennedy Nzechukwu. I just rate Walter Walker more because he can actually submit people, and that's kind of hard to do at heavyweight. So overall, though, I would want John Jones to. Sorry, I would want John Jones to vacate and have Tom Aspinall here, but this website doesn't allow me to do that. So yeah, I guess this is like a accurate representation of the heavyweight division. Just get rid of Tai Tuivasa and hopefully John Jones actually fights Tom Aspinall in the future. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end this video for today. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys generally agree with all my rankings for flyweight to heavyweight. And let me know in the comments down below who you guys would include or exclude on like any rankings list instead of what I suggested in the comments down below. But other than that, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.